like under this new administration, migrants are actually not afraid of the federal authorities. They actually want to turn themselves in because they actually know that they'll be released. And I think that was like a big, I mean, now it's not a big deal because obviously we know that happened, but at that time we didn't know exactly how it worked, you know?
Yeah.
So just getting video of like these desperate migrants actually looking for border patrol, not scared to be deported, not scared of immigration authorities. And I think that was the first thing too. I saw those wristbands that the cartels put on the migrants to kind of, just learning. And I think that kind of sparked just a huge interest of what was going down. So I remember 2021, we really attacked the RGB sector pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because it was just so new. And then I think the other thing that kind of really launched folks' interest was we went to Roma, Texas. And in Roma, the thing
Great
that
spot.
Great spot, especially for us because we're in the we shoot everything video. Whereas we get it, we had smugglers in boats, and there's like those inflatable boats, middle of the night, smuggling kids. It was just kids getting the wristbands, and it was just like a whole crazy kind of dynamic. And I think that really kicked it off for Peter. Like, wait a minute, Jorge used to be the Black Lives Matter guy. Now he's like border. Obviously, I speak Spanish, so that gave us a huge advantage with other reporters. But I would say, man, the really thing that was kind of like the Super Bowl of it, and that kind of like just exploded, because I think it was 2021, if I'm having my timeline correct, was when the 17,000 migrants were under the bridge in Del Rio. That was like massive, because that like just put the whole country eyes on the issue. And I remember that at that time too. Like, people really follow me because of the board, and we were getting a lot of good stuff. But that got like Republican viewers and Democrats to like finally pay attention. And I think the thing that at least helped my coverage was I didn't get the late, but I got for like 3 days after the 17,000 were there. I mean, they were living there for a few weeks, but I got there like 3 days after I think Fox News broke the initial report. So when I got there, Texas DPS had already shut down access, or I don't know if it was DPS or Border Patrol, but they did, and I didn't bring them because they did it off remember that horse whipping story ended up not being true. So that went viral, and I remember they shut off access to the media. So my only option to at least get video and then kind of like tell a different story is I had to cross over to Mexico. But because of the port of entry was closed, we actually had to go to Eagle Pass, enter Eagle Pass to Pedas Negras, go up to sketchy highway, or up to I think it was like I forgot that border town that's across Del Rio. We went there, man, and then right there we ran into a huge Haitian migrant camp. And I think what made our storytelling a little bit different is I actually would go into the water with the migrants from my pharaoh, and so I would be felling Haitians. So the first thing I did is I noticed like they were delivering supplies to the Haitians on the American side. And they actually have this road tied from the American side to the Mexican side where, because that Rio Grande, that water to get is really sketchy. The current really picks up. So you saw Haitians with supplies in their hands on the ropes, walk with supplies to the U.S. side. I remember grabbing a video following that. And that was just shocking. I think that Haitian report really put like our reporting on the map on the whole border crisis. And that was kind of like, in a way to say, that was kind of chapter 1 of this immigration story.
This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's 2025, and it's time for you to make those changes that you've been talking about, okay? Not to start tomorrow, we're gonna start now. I've been doing therapy for many years, trying to work on some of my past traumas, some things I never knew I even had to deal with. And it's something that I think has changed my life dramatically, and it's something that if you're interested, you can try now with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient at all times, okay? It serves currently over 5 million people worldwide. If you guys are interested in doing therapy online, visit betterhelp.com/Borderland for 10% off your first month. Okay, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Borderland. When I was serving in the Eagle Pass area, you wouldn't have anyone give up and just walk right up to you. It was always a chase. Over there by the river, down pretty much by where Camp Shelby is, it was a chase, bro. As soon as they got to our side, if they ran fast enough, they'd either get picked up or disappear in the houses. And so it was really like to see what it turned into, where thousands just walking across and just kind of like giving up, was like, whoa, this is a huge change. It's actually why I got more interested in kind of documenting what's going on the border and trying to explain to people, because I've never seen anything like it. And I was like calling friends thinking, what's happening? And why all of a sudden are they just giving up? And then I started to find out all the information were just with this administration, kind of the changes they made. And obviously it was in their best interest just to give up either way if they claimed asylum. So it worked out in their favor. That's why it went that way. It made me concerned about how easy it was to get into the country, but also like, well, then what happens with the drugs? Because back when I was serving down in Eagle Pass, the hard thing to catch was drugs, but we had it all the time. It was, 800 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 600 pounds all over the place, from Camalo all the way down to, to the boat landing. But it slowly started to die off, and I started to find out that there was a lot more bodies than there ever were, or a lot more human trafficking than there ever was drugs.